What a pleasure and honor to have you here and do this interview with me. And congratulations on a fantastic short film you created.
Thank
And
you. Thank you so much.
it looked fantastic on the big screen, is what I'll
Thank
say.
you.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Yeah.
A little bit about yourself and then the film itself, and I guess ask about where you want to go from this point on. So are you currently in San Francisco? Is that correct?
Yeah, I just graduated in May from SF State.
Nice, nice. Well, let's get your name down first. Is it Emilio Mo? Is that how you say your last
Yeah,
name?
you got
Okay.
it.
So what's crazy is so the theater that we did the screenings at is at a place called Go Shows, but it's spelled just like that, but with a G because it's like
Oh,
French. It's French derived. It used to be known as the New Orleans Theater. So I thought that it's kind of cool that it's
yeah,
the new name has retained that. So
that's
yeah,
really cool. Yeah.
thank you. Congrats on your graduation. Yeah, you said San Francisco State.
Yeah. I majored in cinema and yeah, just graduated like a few weeks ago.
That's pretty awesome. And well, congrats. And I want to ask you, how did you decide that, what was the spark that said in you, hey, this is what I want to pursue and go to college for?
I remember in middle school I got like a tablet and I started like filming my friends and like making like we remade like Downton Abbey in this like and we're like all like 13, 14 like doing fake British accents and I
Yeah.
just felt like it was really fun and then I got a camcorder like in high school. I feel like yeah, I started to like love filming stuff and I also like liked to write stories a lot too. So I feel
Mhm.
like I just kind of realized that you can also, write stories and like film stuff and
Yeah.
then you have a film. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I started.
That's a great start. I mean, you had interest in the art form, you were having fun, and I find a lot of filmmakers start that way. They have fun with it, and then they go, you know what? Maybe this is a thing that I can get into and get serious about. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What was your experience like at the college in the film program there?
I would say like hmm. At first, you take a lot of classes in like film theory and like history and like not a lot of
Nice.
production for the first like 2 years. So I feel like that stuff I was kind of less interested in. So I feel like this past year especially is kind of when I was able to take more production classes.
Mhm.
And actually the my film Under Her Skin was my first like film I made. So I feel like this past year I really like was able to make some films and that was really nice. And they have a lot of resources, like really cool cameras and they have a sound stage and that's kind of how I
Ooh.
filmed a lot of my stuff. So they have a lot of really cool stuff and the teachers are really helpful too. So I feel like later on, once you get past the kind of
Mhm.
requirements, then
Yeah.
it gets really fun.
Get to the fun part. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but it's important to know, you're getting into an art form that has a real history, a real theory. It's
Mhm.
important to know those things for sure,
Yeah.
and it just informs you a little bit better with technique and what's been done, and you have like a just, as a professional that you will become, it's good to dive into those things. But yeah, I agree to. It's like it's like not the funnest part necessarily, but like once you get past all that, and then boom, you get into the action of it all.
Yeah, it was
Um,
definitely helpful.
I have to say, like, we didn't get many like surreal type of movies. So yours was a standout for that reason alone. What kind of influences do you have from other filmmakers that or was it what influence in general got you there?
Um, I would say it was kind of, I guess this for the story part that influenced me was kind of based on like some of my experiences with doctors and like being a woman and like just the way that doctors kind of handle like medical stuff that
Mhm.
has to do with like our reproductive system. So I feel like the story was kind of based around that, but then I kind of took it to this extreme kind of, I guess, surreal, kind of unrealistic way because it just feels so like mind boggling, like how like we're treated.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to, I guess, make it kind of over the top in that way.
Mhm.
And then for something that inspired me, I really like the director Satoshi. I think it's either Khan or Kuhn. I'm kind of forgetting how to say his last name, but he did like Paprika and Perfect Blue, and I feel like I really like his take on surrealism and like yeah, I feel like that was a big inspiration for me.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, you kind of touched upon a little bit of what I was going to ask you next was the subject matter. It seemed, very personal that you've been kind of through this, and I gotta say, I like your approach with the film because it doesn't necessarily hit you over the head with it. It's not like a direct, hey, this and this. It's like it's an experience. It's surreal, and there's imagery there to enhance meaning. And I feel like you did it in such a really nice, like artistic manner that it didn't felt forced or like in your face. It was really an experience as a viewer to be like, what is this about? Oh, okay. You gather these
Mhm.
symbols and pieces and you're like, oh, okay. I'm starting to understand. And what the great thing about art is that, you put it out there and people go through that mental process of like figuring out what it is and it, through the visuals, it's a language itself. And even if sometimes they don't really understand or can't put into words what it is, they know what it is and feeling. Like they
Mhm.
know, but they can't put it in words, right? So that's what the great thing about surrealism and all that, and that's why I enjoyed it so much, what you did there. So this is your first student film.
That was my first film. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive, I have to say.
Thank you.
Have do you have other student films that you've done after this, or are you what's going on there?
Yeah, so in the same time I made that one, I also made this short film that's like a 3-minute one about these people that go on this date and it's like really awkward. They're kind of reconnecting and it's kind of awkward. That was for like a directing actors class, so it was pretty like less it was like a 1-day shoot, less of a big budget or a big production than the
Sure.
other one. And then I retook the same class I made my first film in the spring because they weren't offering any other like thesis film classes, and I really wanted to make another film while I
Hmm.
had like, all the resources. And
Hmm.
so I just finished another film in May. Like I'm it's like almost done. I'm like finishing.
Nice.
I'm touching up the color grade a little bit, but
Yeah.
yes, I made another film that is a little less surreal, kind of more of like a drama, but it's cool to like try something kind of different. It's very heavy in like the production design and like the costumes. It's like really, I like how it looks visually a lot.
Mhm.
So it's cool to try to like find my voice a bit and kind of like what stories I want to tell.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
learning. Yeah.
Are these so this last film that you worked on and working on, is it something you might share with us again with Stay Gold Film Festival?
Yeah, would love to.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that. Yeah, and you're right. It is important to like stretch your creativity through different genres and
Hmm.
explore those areas while you still can and figure things out for yourself as an artist for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So you talked a little bit about production days. Let's talk about that on Under Your Skin. How many days of shooting and planning and all that went into it? I'd like to know.
So the shoot itself was 4 days. And I believe we had I think three different locations. It's a pretty quick turnaround because it's like 3 months to kind of do everything. It's like 1 month of like pre-production and then production, and then you have like, a month for post because it's
Hmm.
all like in a semester.
Hmm.
So it was like, yeah, 3 months of like working really hard, but um, it was really fun. And I feel like I'm very grateful and I'm very good at like time management. So I ended up filming like sooner than a lot of people, so I had a lot of time for post because I feel like
Nice.
I kind of predicted that, and I kind of knew I was like that's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
Mm. And so yeah, it was a lot of work, and I had a really it kind of like so when I started out, I didn't know that many people in like the film like department at all. I kind of knew like a couple people that I'd worked with. And so it started out with me like having like 3 or 4 people in my crew and being like, okay, I'll probably just have like that many and like, maybe I'll do the sound stage. I don't really know how to do that though. And then like I met one person who like knew another person and then like it kind of started like to snowball.
Mhm.
And then it ended up being like a 20 to 25 like person crew and like with the cast and everything. And so I was very exciting and pretty nerve-wracking, but it
Yeah,
was,
I
yeah,
bet.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I felt very grateful. But that was cool just to see like how, word of mouth and like people know people and then people want to
Mhm.
work on your project. And, but yeah, it was good. I think it went really smoothly actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good to hear. Especially as your first time, at least as a student and on this level. Yeah, it can be nerve-wracking for sure. And it looks like you pulled through okay,
Yeah.
and you've done a couple more, and so it just seems like you're just going to grow from here and take on the challenges as they appear.
Yeah.
Um, So let's talk a little bit about the symbolism in the short. I noticed the use of fishes a lot.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. For my and you can explain it, but art you don't have to necessarily explain. People need to figure it out. But for me, it was like, well, fish in the aquarium, they're trapped. They're trapped in
Mhm.
there, and they're part of like this group, right? And so I kind of was feeling that from that. Even like the fish heads, that like the assistants there that were assisting the doctor and whatnot. It kind of makes you think they're just there to follow, and necessarily like think for themselves. What threw me off though was the pregnant lady who had the fish at the end.
Yeah.
That one kind of threw me off. I was like, man, I can't really like I can't make sense of it. I mean, I'm sure there is a lot of meaning there, but it's going over my head. I don't know if you can fill us in on all the symbolism there. I thought it was terrific, by the way. But
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, I think I think originally I just kind of had this vision of like a person having a fish head, and then I was kind of like, okay, how can I kind of incorporate this in like the story I'm trying to tell? But I do think kind of what you were saying, like I think the doctor, he has like full control over
Hmm.
this like doctor's office and this like medical, like I don't even know if it's really a hospital, but he's like has full control over it. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, and like that you can have a pet fish and kind of control their environment and like everything of
Yeah.
their like, well-being is kind of at your disposal.
Hmm.
So I feel like he's kind of like not really caring about the patients and kind of just doing his own like thing and this kind of and he has a lot of control too because like when you first or when you see him he's like in a full like gimp suit and it's like totally like his fetish and he doesn't really care that like he just help the patient like he
Yeah.
wants. So
I,
I think
I I love that visual contrast, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen that. And so when you see something that you've never seen before, you really enjoy it. It's like,
yeah.
oh, this is cool. I've never seen this. But again, it spoke a lot through the
Mhm.
visual, which is really cool. There was more underneath everything. And I think that was a brilliant choice of like costuming and just like everything. It really informed you as an audience, like what's going on, the meaning behind everything. It was like another level, which I
Thank you.
really, really enjoyed. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think for the fish baby, like I feel like it kind of was like, what if she just had like a fish baby? Like that'd be kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Also, in a deep way, I think like sh that character, she's kind of like, I guess maybe morally kind of like ambiguous. Like she's kind of like, maybe I kind of know what's going on here. I don't know if I really care. Like I'm smoking while I'm pregnant. Like
Yeah, yeah.
and like the doctor like delivered her baby and like I don't know, could have been with her from the process. Like maybe like he like artificially inseminated her and like now there's like a fish baby. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like she's just kind of like there for it and kind of is doing her own thing
I,
and
I do have to say like that character came across for sure. You could tell that she was like not fully present with the idea that like, hey, I'm a mom, I'm going to be a mom and like, I have
yeah.
a baby to take care of. And so in a lot of ways it kind of comes across that way. It's like, hey, I'm this person that doesn't really care too much. I'm a little self-centered or whatever. And in a lot of ways, the fish baby enforces that in a lot of ways. It's like, hey, this is how I see my baby, or my personality fits this institution. It's like
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
it added, but I again I can't really. it's hard to express in words, but like the meaning and feeling is definitely present there for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Which
Thank
was a
you.
nice touch. Yeah, and then the fact that like also fish, as far as we know, they don't have feelings. And so I think that's a lot of what your short was about was like numbing down the persons and so they can't feel like as a human, maybe not even think for themselves, and just be
Mhm.
like yeah, just numb, you know.
Yeah. And then in the end too, like the main girl, she like becomes one of like the fish nurses,
Yeah.
like the getter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the when she opens her wounds or checks the surgery, she's got like
Mhm.
fish scales going on. So
Yeah.
thought that was a nice touch too.
Yeah, thanks.
A lot going on there with
Yeah.
the art department, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Was it a lot of fun for the people doing the art department and all that? I bet it was. It must have
Yeah,
been.
it was a lot of fun. I had a really good team. I had like three people doing makeup and like the practical effects, and my art director, their name is Tati, like really talented, also helped me with this new film. Like, yeah, I really love production design and I really care a lot about like how the set looks and how the costumes and the makeup look. I feel like it just really adds like so much to a film.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a lot of fun for me.
Do you see yourself going back and doing more work like this, like surreal kind of
Yeah,
works?
I think like making this new film I made in spring, it wasn't that surreal. Like the ending's kind of ambiguous and kind of a little bit surreal, but like it's not, I don't know. So I was kind of like, okay, I think maybe the stories that I'm more into telling are kind of like based in like real life experience and like have some kind of like grounded realness to it, like maybe in like the
Mhm.
characters or like, yeah, what they're going through, but then has like these really over the top kind of like, yeah, unrealistic, surreal like things happening at the same time and kind of like a mix of that.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
Well, the hardest thing for me when I was a student and I wrapped up and graduated was because I had access to equipment. It, obviously made things easier. Then there were students there that I could collaborate. Now that you're in a position where you've graduated, are you in that position as well, where you don't have access and it's kind of like kind of a new struggle to get out there and get all that together? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, I feel fortunate. I know people who, like, if I needed camera and lighting equipment and sound, like, there's people I could, like, reach out to, but more so, like, okay, it's gonna cost me a lot of money, you know?
Yeah.
Like, um, but yeah, definitely figuring out, like, how I'm gonna fund my next project. Although both those last two films also had a budget, but
Mhm.
yeah, definitely it's gonna be an adjustment.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
But essentially, yeah, it's like you were saying, you know some people and you start there, and now you have some films that you could show, and be like,
Mhm.
hey, this is what I've done. I'm looking to, create more, or I have this important story to tell, and, I want to take it from this level and take it to the next level, as a professional. And it's tough, but it's doable, but it's like a whole new ball game, essentially. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
It'll be new. It'll be
yeah.
new.
Yeah, I wish you the best of luck with that,
Thank you.
and I look forward to seeing more things from you. And do you
Thank
have are you wanting to go into features, or are you just kind of doing shorts for now to kind of figure things out, get experience, or how do you see yourself?
you. Definitely want to make a feature. I'm actually like debating. I have like ideas right now of how I'm going to do it because I have a script for what I'm working on currently, but I'm also figuring out like how I'm gonna fund it. And I know they have like a lot of grants and like applications if you're like a first time feature
Nice.
filmmaker. So it's like, should I wait to do that? And like, so I'm kind of like, and then like I could make this like a 45-minute film instead of like a feature, so I can like kind of get away with it. So like,
Yeah,
I'm kind of like yeah, I'm thinking about my options right now. But
sure,
yeah,
sure.
yeah, this year making a feature.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's great. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you got to have confidence, and it's like they say, it's like climbing a mountain, it's a tough thing to do, but you've already shown that you can do things and get things done. And like you were saying earlier, how your strategy was to get it done quick so you had time to edit. And so you're already making some smart choices, and I actually did the same thing in school. I was like one of the first ones to complete a short because I knew
Cool.
the resources are going to be taken later. You have filmmakers competing over, hey, I want to use the camera this day or whatever, or the
Yeah.
lab, so I was like, okay, if I get ahead of the game, I'm not going to have those issues, and so
Mm.
yeah, it's good of you that you did that. It's
Yeah, thanks. I'm definitely excited this time to like have like ultimate time kind of like instead of being like I mean it's really nice to have a deadline, but I think
yeah,
I'll be motivated regardless. But it'd
yeah,
be nice to have like more time to work on things and like
sure.
I'm looking forward to that.
Sure. And
Yeah.
when you say that, do you mean like the pre-production side, like getting,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like yeah, pre-production, even like post too, like
hmm
I think having more time for like rehearsal. I know
hmm
it's something that's like one of my favorite parts of filmmaking, and I feel like, especially if I'm doing like a longer film, it would be really like nice to have like a few months of rehearsal and like getting everything ready and like just so everyone feels really really confident and good about it.
yeah. How was your experience working with actors that you really enjoy it? Like getting in there and talking to them and
I really like it a lot. It's been a learning curve too, because I feel like starting out I didn't really know exactly like how to do it. And then like I took this class on like how to direct actors and kind of like the different techniques. And it was just really cool to like it's really cool to start to learn more about because like a total like this whole other world, kind of this like whole skill set that comes with it. And I really enjoyed a lot. And I think it's probably one of my favorite parts of being a director is like working
cool.
with the actors and like writing the story and the characters and working on like how the scene feels. And like it's so fun when like you're working with the actors and like you guys try different things. And then when you all collectively can like feel that like a scene worked like that,
Yeah,
I
yeah, it's
think
a
is
good feeling. Yeah, yeah, it really is.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
collaborative process, and when everybody's on the same page and they're listening to you and possibly even giving feedback for ideas, and things gel. It's a really good feeling for sure. And
Yeah.
and it's cool to see, the outcome of that when you watch it back for the first time. You can feel really proud of what you've done and whatnot. So, those the actors that you had, were they all students, or did you have to like go out and search some people?
I went out mostly, just two of them were students. Like the lead actor, Maiko, is a student, and then the receptionist, Kayla, was also a student.
Okay.
Uh, but the rest of them I found through Backstage.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah.
Nice. Very
So and
cool.
like yeah, and it was just like yeah, I think it was like being really blown away by like people who are like helping me make this film, like giving them food and breaks, but like not able to pay them quite yet, and just like how dedicated everyone was, and really
Yeah.
nice. It was like yeah, it was really a good experience.
Yeah, it's like having a being a student as a filmmaker, it almost gives you like a kind of an access card, Like, I'm a student, I'm making a film.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised all people are like, yeah, yeah, and then you got in the real world and it's like I was a student, now I'm on my own. It's like, well, I don't know. But like, it's like
Yeah.
how much money are you paying me? It becomes more business unless you're very lucky and you have people that truly support you around you and are willing to do it, just because they believe in
Yeah.
it and they want to see you succeed as well as they know that if you succeed, they will succeed with you, which is,
Mhm.
I mean, it's a win-win at that point. And one thing I notice about successful filmmakers is that they're always working with the same people. Maybe some new ones that come in and here and there, but they really build up their group that they can honestly say, these are my friends, these are my supporters, they support me, I support them, I want them to do well in their field of acting or in this field of being a DP or sound. Like it's a back and forth, and that's always going to be important.
Yeah.
So even if you can't, get the $100,000 for your spectacular feature, you can at least hopefully surround yourself with people that care about you and vice versa. That's
Yeah,
always
I feel like it feels good because I think I have that, and I feel like I'm still like working on it, still new to it, but it feels
yeah,
good that like I think I have a really good group of people, and like my crew was really really amazing,
it's
and
good to hear.
yeah, I feel
Great.
very like grateful. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And are you have you sent it out to any like maybe local festivals or any other festivals that
I've
you're?
sent it out to a few. It's gotten into five, I think, and then has won one other award for like best, I think, student film. Actually, it's one, yeah, best student film, best producer, and then it won best film at my school's film festival. Like
Oh,
if
wow.
yeah,
Congrats. That's
thanks.
great.
Yeah, that was really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Are
Yeah.
you talk to the other filmmakers? Like, are you friends with them and from your
Mhm.
school? Yeah, very
Oh yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, a lot
Cool.
of people who like were in my like on my crew or like the lead actor in my film too. Like I also helped like them make a film this semester. So like we're all like, helping each other make films and doing what we can to help each other out. So yeah.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the constant back and forth. Yeah, that's truly the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really fun.
Well, I feel like I'm kind of running out of questions. Again, I just want to say, thank you for the chance to screen your short film and being part of the Stay Gold Film Festival. And just thank you for the interview. It gives people a chance to meet the director, a little more insight, kind of where they're
Mhm.
at in life and I guess where do you see yourself? And let's just say, where would you love to be if you had the perfect
Okay.
like path? Because it's not always going to be perfect, but if you did, where would you like to see yourself positioned in this industry?
I really want to be a director. And I think, yeah, I'd love to be a director of like feature films. That
Very
would
cool.
be that would be the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. Very
Yeah, well,
cool.
thank you so much for screening my film and also for setting up this interview. This was very exciting. And when do you open up for the next like submissions?
I think it'll be next year. I may have to like get in there and reprogram when it does, 'cause I think it's set to
Mhm.
August, but I think I'll push it back to probably like January, February of next year, just because we got so many films. It's insane. We had like 400 submissions.
Whoa.
We ended up accepting 360 just to like we were gonna be around that number anyways, because we don't like I don't like I love the idea of being a different festival. Some festivals they'll jam a whole week of movies, and it's like really hard to attend those every day, especially if you work during the week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it a festival where it's not just accessible to filmmakers, but also actual audiences. And
Mhm.
so that's why I do the last Sunday of every month. It's kind of like easy to remember. It gives people a chance to like take a break from it and then come back next month. And from the first screening we had a lot of people said they had a lot of fun watching the films.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, like it was good. It was a good like reception. And then like something I do that's different as well is like so I do these intermissions. I noticed some festivals just go right through the whole day, and it's like it's exhausting. And so I put these intermissions for people to take a break, step outside, go to the restroom, do whatever they need to do. But during those intermissions, I actually pick a random person that I see who's attending, buying popcorn, and enjoying the time there. I give them a gift card as a thank you. And so every intermission, I just pick
Nice.
somebody randomly. And it's a way to give back because, yes, it's hard for people to get people to come out for these festivals. It's getting harder and harder, especially competing against streaming services, competing against those $1 million budget films with a star in it, and I'm trying to create this community here where it becomes a thing. It's a
Mhm.
support of the local theater itself, but also the support of independent cinema that's truly independent, and so that's kind of where I'm at with things. And so we have probably the rest of the year to schedule films, and
Wow.
Amanda, it's crazy, but I think there's a way. I want to challenge the status quo of things. I want to change things up, shake them up, and get people involved because it's it's one of those things where yes, you have the filmmaker, but it also takes an audience. You have like, it takes two to
Yeah.
dance. And without the audience, it wouldn't be as great as an event that it could be.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm always like, give back to them because they're there with giving up their time, and they could easily be anywhere else doing anything else. And so I
Yeah.
I appreciate them, you have to have them. Uh,
That's a good idea to give
so
back.
yeah, I think so because, like I said, they're giving their time. So
Yeah.
why not give back? But is there, let's see, we have about 9 minutes left. Is there anything you want to talk about specifically? Any challenges
Hmm.
that the process or something you learned that maybe you can, for anyone else watching, could learn from you as a student, first time student doing your film, and just anything, any advice or anything?
Okay. Yeah, it's a great question. I would say I'll say the challenge. I think the first challenge was like I guess just knowing how to like direct a crew like because I hadn't been on like any sets beforehand. So I was like, okay, what am I really like on set? What am I like doing? And so that was the thing I was probably the most nervous about because I just wanted to do a good job because it like the crew had just grown. Um and yeah, I would say then I guess my advice is just okay, this is like I guess it changes too if you're like paying people and if you're not. Like I think that definitely like changes the dynamic of like you and your crew. But like for me, people like volunteered and like did it for free. So I think it's really important to be really accommodating and really nice and also like find the balance of also like asking for what you need and like what you're looking for like in whatever like shot or scene you're doing but also with a kindness and just making sure your crew is happy. Like, are they fed? Did they get
Yeah,
their coffee? Like, if you can have coffee in the morning, maybe some like bagels or something. Like,
yeah,
yeah, just really look out for your crew because they're special people. They're working really hard. Like, it's hard. Like, you can be there for like 8, 12 hours and like they're really doing you a favor.
yeah,
So look out for your crew. And on set, talk to your actors, see how they're feeling. Like, they're also your priority. And get
yeah,
comfortable like answering a lot of questions really rapidly.
yeah.
Um, because that happens, but I like that part a lot. So yeah, thanks to your crew, but also
That's
ask for what you want.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's really great advice and really great to put out there in general. Even if you are paying them, I think even you should,
Yeah.
even
Oh
it's
yeah.
like even if you have like it's not necessarily your job on a big set to do that, you have producers handling that and you communicate to the producers, hey, I want you guys to treat them really well. I want you to guys have really good crafty, whatever it is, you'll have producers that can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, just
Um,
because you pay them doesn't mean you can be mean to them. Yeah, don't be nice there. Always be nice to
Yeah.
people. I
Right.
think what I mean by that is just like what I think there's like a maybe what you can ask of them to an extent, maybe a little different, right? Like, okay, I'm not gonna ask a person for me like so much because they're kind of doing me a favor. I could ask, but like maybe, kind of feel it out
Yeah.
versus like if there's kind of an exchange, then it's kind of like, okay, like, you
For
know.
sure. No, for sure. Yeah, it's a great point because on one hand, when you're paying somebody, they're gonna do it, right? Whatever
Mhm.
you ask. And when it's like volunteer and they're helping you and they want to help you do the best you can, yeah, for sure. It's like, well, how much can I ask of this person without,
Yeah.
crossing
Yeah.
that line? Whatever it is, and just making them either pulling too much of them or asking too much. Yeah, so there is a bit of a fine line, which is a great advice to be like, hey, have a balance on that for sure. You don't want to
Yeah.
push, 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 and then next
Yeah,
thing you
because then
know,
I feel like you could ruin some like relationships that way or like,
yeah,
like I feel like being on sets this year kind of like seeing that happen and like just see people, not super happy. Um, yeah. Also, yeah, make sure also find out ways that help you manage your stress if you can and, you know, so you can be calm and, reliable. Well, you can be stressed too, but
yeah.
like
No,
just
that's a good point. It's yeah, if people don't know, yeah, making a film can be incredibly stressful, especially when you get into features and now you're dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars if you get to that point. Even if you're not dealing with that, it's still stressful. It's so many days. I mean, you could be doing a feature film. It could be from 2 weeks every single day, hours without end, maybe even doing like working way early in the morning, like going overnight and working through the night. I mean, I've been in those situations, and it does require a lot from you. The production and those big productions are always going to be like, all right, go, 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 and they don't like to get behind because then now they're losing money, and it's a whole other stress level. And I've been through it myself, not spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, but independent low budget features. I've been there, and it's so exhausting. It is so exhausting. It'll require and ask a lot from you, and I say this also just, as a just for experience, like, what was I going to say? That, yeah, you're right. You have to check yourself on your health, the stress, because I got sick. I got sick from doing working on a feature. Um, like my body was I'll just try to keep it short, but essentially I had chicken pox when I was little, and the stress from working on this film and pushing myself, I got what old people get when your body, your health, your system is kind of failing a little bit, like it's lacking.
Hmm.
I forget what it's called, but it's
The shingle,
yeah,
like,
yeah, shingles. I started getting
yeah.
shingles because my
Oh,
body was so weak. I wasn't getting sleep. I was getting bad nourishment, and yeah, you got to be careful, for sure. But that's when the team can come in. When you have a solid team, or a
mhm.
producer who's solid, they can come in and take a little bit of that pressure off, for sure.
Yeah, most
Uh,
definitely. Yeah.
well,
Well, I was
yeah.
wondering, is there before this ends, but is there a way to like watch this like you like interview or like a link or something
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah, yeah. I'll link it. And I mean, there's no guarantee that it'll get a gazillion views, but I'm sure it'll get at least 1,000.
That's
And
great.
I'll share the link, and you can use this to use as marketing, promotion, anything like that you like. But yeah, about 2 minutes left. So, any last words for anyone watching?
Last words. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
watching and thank you for setting up this interview and for watching my film and for like putting your festival. I'm very excited to submit some more in the future. And
Cool.
next time I'm gonna be able to make it because I'm not gonna be in school anymore. So that will be
Nice.
nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
Um,
Well,
yeah.
I wish you the best of luck on your next project, because it's a step up from where you're at, and I look forward to seeing what you can do, and with your team what you can do. And yeah, I guess we'll stay in touch. I'm sure if you submit again. And thank you so much, Emilio.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All the
Yeah.
way from San Francisco, right? Yeah.
Woo! California.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. You too. It's good talking.
You too.
Peace.